Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Black History Month daily vlogging about unemployment, glowing up, being better, just all those different things. Welcome back. And Claude's just now, he just decided he wants to sit in his usual spot, which is behind me. So we're gonna let him do that. So welcome. Welcome back to the channel. Come on, Claude. Come on, Pumpkin. Turn around so we can get to see my double chin. Anyway, so welcome back, and we're gonna talk about rejection. Rejection. Oh gosh. Getting into, dealing with rejection is one of those things that you quite honestly, you just never, you never get used to it. You never gets old. It's just one of those things where you either, you get better at it. You consistently evolve in dealing with your rejections. You get rejections from, I did start the email out. Hello, how are you? Oh gosh, let me just see. So this is a series that's going to be for the Black History Month. It's going to be for the month of February, and I'm going to talk about dealing with, all the issues that you have to deal with while you're unemployed, setting, budgeting, boundaries for yourself, setting boundaries, dealing with rejection, resume review, reaching out to connections. We're going to talk about all these different things for the rest of the month, and hopefully you and I will get to a point where we feel really comfortable interviewing. We feel really comfortable with approaching people who we see on LinkedIn, or if we're out and about and we're communicating with people and you're networking, that you feel comfortable approaching them. Because I'm not that type of person. I am kind of reserved, and I'm outgoing, but I'm not. I do enjoy meeting other people, and I love talking with other people, but going out and starting a conversation, I can do that. And it's not like it's my forte. Okay. So let's say rejection. Rejection is hard. It's not easy, because you always take it personally. We take it, oh my God, they didn't like me. They didn't like, what I presented to them. And I'll honestly, they might not have. Truth, they may not have. But you gotta get over it. You gotta roll to the next one. And so rejection is just part of the process. It's not anything that you have to do. There are changes that you have to make, right? Necessary changes. And I get rejection emails all the time, and I know the rejection emails because, one, they did not take a look at my resume. It was too many people for the recruiter to go through, and that's just being real. When you put a job out there, because the market is so difficult right now, when you put a role out, you're not just getting the normal 200-300 people. You're getting 1,000, almost 2,000 people applying to this role. For this one role that you have oversaturation. You have people who are not qualified. You have people who are overqualified. You have people who are looking to make a change from their current role. Maybe there's something that they don't like, whether it was once a remote role, now it's in office. And so there are all these different factors that are playing into why people are generally looking for a new job. So you have to take those into account. So yeah, so there's that. That could be one of the main reasons why. Sorry, I just keep messing with my screen. Just I'm getting some things. So you have to remind yourself that it's not personal. This is just the business. So when a role gets announced, you have all those different things competing for that one role, right? So a recruiter's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I put out this role and I'm getting like 2,000 people applying for it. So naturally they're going to take like maybe the first 150 people. And then they're going to work with those 150 people. That's why it's really important that you're early. You're early if you can get in within the first 10 to 15 people. And I know it's hard because sometimes you have to be on guard. You literally have to be on guard 24/7. You know, when you get those alerts from LinkedIn saying, hey, there's a new job, that job has already been up for at least an hour or so, and then LinkedIn will send you that alert. LinkedIn is really like not on with the alerts. And using LinkedIn, you have to have premium. You have to pay for the service. And like I said, I think I said yesterday in the video, I remember when LinkedIn was really about the worker. It was really about the quality of the worker. It was about what we can do as workers to talk to companies. Now it is a social site. It's social, and that's primarily what it is. It's about companies touting their this, online social media, LinkedIn influencers talking about this, people trying to sell their consultancy, people trying to sell an app. And so it's different things like that, but it's still underlying its basic foundation is employment. And so there's still a little bit of that remaining in LinkedIn, but that's not the main goal of LinkedIn anymore. I think once it was acquired by Microsoft, its sense of being for the worker has changed. And evolution happens, change happens, so you have to, you deal with it. So remind yourself that rejection is just part of the process. It's nothing personal. Don't take it personal. But what you need to do is you have to continue to keep putting yourself out there. And then if you do see the role being relisted, apply to it early, because that's probably that recruiter, they don't have the capacity to go through that like 900 or 1,500 people that they've had apply. So what they'll do is they relist the role again, and then the first 100 people that apply for that role again, then that's who they'll talk with again. It's unfortunate, and it's like not fair, but life ain't fair. And so I'm talking to you from the aspect of a recruiter. That's what I used to do. And because you do feel a sense of overwhelmed, and you have to have timelines, you have to have, time to fill, time to hire, the quality of the hire. There's all these different aspects of when you're recruiting that you have to think about. So there's that. And then, the second thing is, if you get an interview, that's a win. If you get a response from a recruiter, that's a win. If you revise your resume, that's a win. All these different, you have to take wins where you can. Take them where you can. Do not think that, oh my God, I'm not hearing from a recruiter, I'm not hearing from this. If you're revising your resume, I know it's horrible to say, but you need to revise it, at least make some changes on LinkedIn at least once a week. I know, sucks to do it, but your change might be to go from your first name, your last name, to your first name, your initial, and your last name. Switch up some of the for you or about you statement, switch that up. Just as long as you keep switching that up every single week, because then it brings you to the top, and it brings you to the top of the LinkedIn profile for what you do. So there's that little trick. And just take those small wins, like resume review, getting a call back from a recruiter, scheduling with a recruiter. Those are wins. And then when you do get that call back and you schedule some time with the recruiter, do some little digging, do some digging. If you have someone in your network who knows that person, or you have someone in your network who worked with that company, reach out to them, ask them, hey, can you set aside 2 minutes, just go over, just quickly ask some questions. Use your network. Don't be afraid. Everybody will have experienced some sort of lapse in employment at some point in their life, and it behooves you to reach out to those people. I think people generally want to help if they possibly can, and there are those helpers out there, and they are just, they don't know what they can do for you, but you kind of set the boundaries of what they can do. If it's just, I just need to talk to you because I need to run some things and run some things by you, reach out to those helpers, because they're out there and they're willing to, do all that they can, just so just so they can help you. There are no expectations on their end. You should have no expectations on your end, but it's just about you trying to grow as a person and to reach out to them, right? And then lastly, not lastly, but take a break. It's hard out there. So take a break. Go out and do something. Take a breath of fresh air. It's raining today, and Claudia was like, I'm not going out. I'm like, yeah, you're going out because you need to. But taking a breath, going outside and doing something different is really nice. Take a break, because this could be overwhelming and it can start to weigh you down. It can start to stress you out. So taking a break, going outside, taking a breather, or let's say if you can't go outside because like today it's rainy, if you just want to go somewhere, do a stretch, sit somewhere, drink some tea, and just be in that moment. Just feel your weight in your body and just feel that. Take a break. It doesn't have to necessarily mean every single day, every hour of while you're awake, that you're dealing with the stress of trying to find employment. It doesn't have to be that way. You take a moment to just be in the moment. Revise, like redo your kitchen, or do something that is like challenging your mind. I'm thinking about taking a French class, and Lord knows I've been trying to take French for the last 15 years. But do something that challenges you. Do a puzzle. Just do something different. Have coffee, or have a coffee chat, or like take all the LinkedIn kind of trainings or learnings that you possibly can, to where you're utilizing that part of your brain that thinks cognitively, that thinks analytically, and you want to do all those different things. Like for me, it's YouTube. I love YouTube. I love that it's given me this outlet to where I can take this excess energy that I have and burn it out towards something else. So that's where that is. And then you want to keep the bigger picture in mind, because it's a journey. You're going to find that role, and when you do find it and you start working at it, it's going to be new, and then it's going to be like, oh my gosh, yeah, I should have enjoyed the time that I was not working. I should have enjoyed those moments of just being able to sit on the couch with my dog and just sip some coffee and just remunerate about that time this, or there's going to be that time where you're just going to reminisce about your days of unemployment and you didn't utilize that time. And we want that journey. We want that aspect of it, to whereas we're thinking about, oh my gosh, remember when I was unemployed for a year, or unemployed for like 6 months, or you want to don't romanticize it, because it's a horrible time in a sense, but you do want to move past it. So there is a journey. You're on that step, you're on that path, and you have to think like that. You can't think of anything as like, this is it. All I'm going to be is forever unemployed. No, that's not it. That is only your journey if you choose that journey. If you choose to, this is just a stepping stone to your path in the next. I'm not going to say that's behind you. We're thinking the next. So those are the things that I'm doing while I'm dealing with rejection. I'm looking at those things. I'm thinking positive. And I'm a proverbial positive person. I like to think that things will always work out for me. because they are destined to work out for me. And that's how I think. That's how I've, generally always believed. But I do have, I do have those moments where I'm just, and I feel it, and I will, go through it, and I just, and then I snap out of it, and I do something different. You cannot keep, you cannot keep living as if this is your reality. It's not. You're destined for something better. So if you like this video, this series, come back tomorrow. We'll talk about other things that we can do to kind of help us get to that journey, to that next job. And my job is just to help you and myself continuously change and get better at dealing with rejection, resume review, utilizing social networks or networks in general. There's so many social networks out right now. There's Blue Sky, there's PixelFed, there's Spill, there's Blacklisted. There's so many of the different sites that you can utilize for your benefit, to introduce who you are and what you're about. There's lots of different Slack channels that you can join. There's Black in Tech. There's lots of different things. There's what is it? What is it? It's the Latin text site. Literally, I have one of their bags right here. But anyway, so I'll list it underneath. So there's all these different, like, Hispanics in tech, and lesbians in tech. There's lots of different sites that you can access and start getting vocal on them. Start saying, hey, this is what I'm all about. If someone says, I know this person, say, hey, introduce me. So different things like that. I reached out to someone yesterday who, a friend of mine, said, hey, I think you would benefit in getting to know her. So I reached out and I said, hey, my friend said that you are a dynamic and spectacular person that I should know, so I want to connect. There's that. And there's no expectations. I don't expect anything from her. I just think that she might be a fabulous person for me to have connections with. And then maybe I can shoot some, ask some questions of her, like, how did this happen? Do an informational interview. Informational interviews are spectacular. They help you get a sense of where you want to go. If you see somebody doing something that you're interested in, ask them to do an informational interview. People love talking about themselves. They love talking about, like, ways of how they got to where they got to. So there's that. So thanks. I don't want to go into another topic, but thanks so much for joining Claude and I today. We'll see you tomorrow. Maybe at a different time, because we might want to do something at night, because I need to share with you guys, like, my nighttime routine. And I've been meaning to do that on my regular series, share with you my nighttime routine. And I generally don't like to do it because it's very intricate, and I just think I'll save it for after my daily vlogging. I'll save it for the month of March, because it's more in depth, and I want it to be particularly about that and not about what I'm doing right now. So hopefully you understand. Okay, bye.